This is section 4.2, and the topics on this section is combining functions and composite functions. So this first screen is about combining functions. So if I want to combine this function f of x and this function g of x, there are four things that I want to do. First, I want to add them, then I want to subtract them, then I want to multiply them, and then I want to divide them. And so if I'm going to do this first one here, I'm just going to bring this down. So I would have, this is the same, this notation here means f of x plus g of x. This notation means f of x minus g of x. And this is f of x times g of x. And this one's f of x divided by g of x. And so I would just take my f of x, this one's pretty simple. I'm going to add to it my g of x. And then I'm going to simplify it. So I'm going to put these two together. 2 of x minus 1x is x. And then negative 3 plus 5 is 2. This one here is going to be 2x minus 3. Very common mistake here is not to put this parenthesis. So be sure you do that because you're subtracting the binomial. So then we have, if I'm just simplifying this, this goes back to just algebra. Minus 5 plus x, which is 3x minus 8. And the next one we're multiplying, so we have 2x minus 3, 5 minus x, and I'm going to FOIL it. So that's going to be 10x. Notice how I'm putting these little loops as I'm doing. I'm not just doing all four of them because I need to keep track. Minus 2x squared minus 15 plus 3x. And then if I'm going to simplify that one, that would be negative 2x squared plus 13x minus 15 as my final answer. You will have one of these, each of these on your test. And then this one is just 2x minus 3 all over 5 minus x. And you can't simplify that because these are not factors. It's a binomial over a binomial. But then if I'm looking at the domain on this one is x such that x is an element of the real numbers and x cannot equal 5. If x was 5, the denominator would be 0. That's one way to write it. Okay, and you would do the same thing on this one right here. I'm going to skip this one for the video. And I'm going to go to this one right here. So this one you're doing the same thing, except now they are telling you to plug in a 1 for x. So this is f of 1 plus g of 1, which is 2 plus 1 squared plus 1 cubed plus 1, which ends up to be 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 5. The next one I'm subtracting. F of 3 minus g of 3. And if I plug in a 3 for the f of x into the f of x equation there, I'm going to get 2 plus 3 squared. And you could do that on your calculator too, to find that. And then minus parenthesis 3 cubed plus 1. So this ends up to be 11 minus 28, which equals negative 17. And notice on all of these, we're coming out with a number because we know the x. And then the last one here, f of negative 2 times g of negative 2. So if I plug in a negative 2 here, I'm going to get 2 plus negative 2 squared. And then if I plug in a negative 2 here, I'm going to get negative 2 cubed plus 1. So this is going to be 2 plus 4, which is 6. And this is going to be negative 8 plus 1, which is negative 7. So the answer is negative 42. So just be really careful here on things like this. You're subtracting this entire number here, which ends up to be 28. And then you're multiplying this times, and that's just the work to get to these numbers. So now we are in composite numbers, so composite functions. So this is not multiplying here. This means f of g of x. And this means g of f of x. So if we want to look at that there, let's go ahead and do the first one first. So f of g of x, so f of g of x, I'm going to just take my g of x and drop it in, being I know it, 6 minus x squared. And then this, it's like doing two problems in one. So now I put my g of x in, now I need to know what f of 6 minus x squared is. So I'm going to take this 6 minus x squared, and I'm going to drop it in for x. So I have 2 times x minus 5. And the x is what, this is the input, remember? So I'm going to just drop it in. It's not just a number, it's not just a variable, it's a binomial. So I end up with that. And then that's equal to 12 minus 2x squared minus 5, which is negative 2x squared plus 7 as your final answer. And then if I look at the next one, g of f of x. So I'm going to take my f of x and put it into the g of x. So it'd be 2x minus 5. So I'm going to go to my g of x. I'm going to go 6 minus this input here, 2x minus 5 squared. And if I were to do that, that's the same as 6 minus 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5, right? And I'm going to FOIL that to get 4x squared minus 10x minus 10x plus 25, hoping you're good at foiling at this point. So it'd be 6 minus 4x squared minus 20x plus 25, which is 6 minus 4x squared. I'm just changing I have to distribute this, plus 20x minus 25, which is negative 4x squared plus 20x, and I'm combining these two together to get minus 19. So if you need to rewind that and look at that again, you can. I'm sure you've done this in Algebra 2, but that's just a refresher for you. So here's another one. This is the same as h of m of x. So I'm going to take my m of x, I'm going to drop it into my h of x, just so you can see a different visual on this one. So I have 7, 8x minus 5 minus 42. So basically all I did was drop in the m of x into the h of x. So that is 56x minus 35 minus 42, which is 56x minus 77. And then this one is the same as when we were combining functions, but we had a number to put in actually. So this one here is f of g of 6. So what you want to do every time you start with that, you want to move to this. And I need to find g of x, or g of 6. So I'm just going to put in a 6 here. That's 42 plus 1, which is 43. And then my second step is to find f of 43. So I'm going to put in a 43 here to get 86. So f of g of 6 is 86. Now we're going to get to some fun stuff, some graphs here. So the first graph here, I'm trying to find f of g of negative 1. So I'm going to take my g of negative 1, so I'm going to go to my g of x graph. And when the input is negative 1, the output is at 1, 2, 3, right there. So g of negative 1 is 3. Now f of 3, I'm going to go to my f of x. I'm going to drop in a 3 for x. And when x is 3, the y is at 3. So my final answer is 3 there. Let's go ahead and do the second one here. G of f of 1. So I'm going to go to my f of x. I'm going to plug in 1 for x. And when x is 1, the y is 0. So f of 1 is 0. And then I'm finding g of 0. So I go to my g of x. I plug in a 0 for x. And my y is at 2. Next one. F of g of negative 2. So I'm going to my g of x. Make sure you go to the right graph. When the input is negative 2, the y is 0. So g of negative 2 is just 0. And then f of 0, when x is 0, the graph is at negative 2. And last one, g of f of negative 3. So when we go to the f of x, when x is negative 3, the graph is at 1. So that's just f of negative 3 is just 1. And then g of 1 is negative 1. And I'm going to have you do this screen. So if you can pause it, I'm not going to actually do this till we get into class. So you're going to do this screen, which is the same. Remember to go f of negative 1. Now we're adding that number, whatever that is, to g of negative 1. So you're going to pause that and do that. And try this also. So this one too. So pause this one. I have one more for you. And I'll check these in class. I'm going to skip this one actually. And I want you to do this one. So go ahead and try that one also. And then we will look at those in class.